Welcome to the Republic. I'm Steve Wilson.
And I'm your guide through this world of jibbing, Stevie Morgan. Hello.
We're heading off into the last half of the Super Cap 2 League, and the match that we have for you today features the top clans from the heap.
Yes, the Super Cap monarchy has been established, but the game's not over until the bearded Lockie sings. And all our clans are giving it their all. Let's take a look at where battle will be joined today. The bugler's horn will be blown as we enter the last post, a map designed especially for Quake Republic's Capture the Flag Frag Fest. The map allows an open-ended, free-flowing game, but contains danger and terror deep in its pores. Watch out for the death jump, an obstacle destined to go down in Quake folklore. You have been warned. The Super Cap 2 League has settled after the comings and goings of the last few months. Our headline match this week sees both halves of the table meet up. Let's take a look at the way things are shaping up. And this is it, folks, the reason we're all here, and not just for the money, although I've got to be honest with you, the money helps. Clan New European Order at the top of the table there, an unbeaten record. They are untouchable at the moment, and just look at that impressive cap difference. They really are on a roll. Well, today they face Greater Than You, who are at the bottom end of the table with a pitiful cap difference, -20 and only 3 points after 5 games. Let's take a closer look at the clans now, starting with Greater Than You. Their captain is Gunlock. Their most valued player is Evol, which, as we all know, is love backwards. Well, they won't have a lot of love today for their opposition, New European Order. The captain Ranger, most valuable player, Deputy. But would you believe it, they're only seeded second after that unbelievable run. A closer look at the lineups now. Greater Than You, Gunlock and Evol. There with Liggs and Impetus, who look pretty mean, and they're wearing red, which I actually think brings out their eyes. Clan New European Order, the opposition, 0 skills. I need a few more than that. Para, Blackhawk and Deputy. They are the governors.
Well, I'll make absolutely no bones about it. I am a Quake newbie, but thankfully we have someone who makes up for my shortcomings, as he spent the last 5 years stuck in front of a computer day and night, giving little thought to the outside world. I give you our friend, the online lord, your people's champion, Lockie.
Great to see you, Lockie. One hell of a build-up. Great to see you.
Thanks.
And can I take this opportunity as well, Steve, to welcome your good self to the Quake Republic.
Good to be here.
A lot of people said to me, with Sonia not being here today, what's going to happen with the sexual chemistry? I said, don't worry, Lockie still loves me. So, Lisa, can you feel it? Can you feel the love tonight,
I can tell,
Lockie?
yeah. At least you're vibrating a little bit.
Let's leave that there, shall we? We've got a great game today, Lockie.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know what? New European Order, they were completely undefeated throughout the whole of the pre-season friendlies, the whole of the league, and poor old Greater Than You have won like one match. So
they could
we
be for a
expect
hammer.
them to get a bit hammered, yeah. But
then again, you've got to remember, the form book goes out the window the minute we start this show, Steve, so anything can happen. And the clans have entered the arena, the anthems have been played, and we're ready to go. So enough with the preparation, and let's get into the post, the last post, of course, the field of battle, where they fight. I mean, you know, it speaks for itself, really, doesn't it? Okay. Away we go then into the last post with Clan New European Order in blue, Greater Than You in red, and it's Blackhawk, who we're following at the moment, who's got his hands full there with some raging rocket fire and plasma raining down on him, and he's a man alone, and that's what happens, flat on his back. Now it's Gunlock for Greater Than You. He's just keeping a watchful eye on that red flag. Oh my word! And he bought it big time. Lockie, what do you make of the opening few seconds here? Because I have to say, Greater Than You, as Steve said earlier, maybe not a fancy clan, but they're not shy about getting stuck in, are they, Lockie?
no, absolutely. Well, you know, we kind of expected New European Order to follow that standard strategy they use. They're not a massively aggressive team. They tend to hold back, wait, coordinate, meet in the central area, get everything organised. They would have hoped, actually, to have got that first quad and then attacked Greater Than You, but it's
Well, what's
Greater Than
happening
You.
here, Lockie? Evol has the quad, and he is very close to the blue flag, but he stopped in his tracks there, and that was a crucial bit of defending there for New European Order. Now it's Blackhawk there, who we saw had the quad for a short time, but remember, that's only 30 seconds, a valuable 30 seconds, and it has died, and we'll wait for that to respawn again. But Blackhawk there, as we can see, he's got plenty of health at the top of the screen there, but no, it's fading fast. But both flags now are in transit. It's Liggs with the blue flag, Blackhawk with the red. Blackhawk's been stopped. Liggs has still got the blue flag. Are we going to see an upset here? Are we going to see Greater Than You, the outsiders, draw first blood? Yes, we are. I've answered all those questions very simply there. 1-0 to Greater Than You, and this is an upset.
It's a very surprising.
What did I tell you about the form book earlier, Lockie?
I think you mentioned something about a window.
Yes, you open the window, you grab the form book and throw it out. Flag possession colour bar chart there says that the Reds really are having a field day.
They are. It's a very surprising start to the match. I mean, we really expected New European Order to have capped 2 or 3 times by this point in the game, going on past form. As you said, we obviously don't always take that into account looking at the game, but being realistic, you wouldn't expect it to be New European Order, who are trailing 1-0 against the clan that seeded at the very end of the league.
Well, upsets are the order of the day here on the Quake Republic. And it's Blackhawk now who's going to have to fight to get his clan back into this game. He's pulling off some great shooting there, but in the end, it's all too much for him because the Reds are circling their base. They are determined not to let any blues near their flag. This is remarkable. We've just reached the halfway stage of the first half. If you've just joined us, where have you been? Because history is taking place. Greater Than You, the outsiders, are 1-0 up against the clan that is totally unbeaten at the moment. The red flag is on the move. Are we going to see New European Order level the score? Blackhawk in support, but no, he's down. Is it going to be the equalising cap here at the moment? There's blues trying to stop the progress. They've done it. They've pulled it back, and now they were back at the base to get the red flag when it respawned. Well, you have to wonder, Lockie, if by getting that cap earlier, Greater Than You have angered New European Order.
I think it's certainly
like
a
a
chance.
hornet's nest. They poked it, they prodded it. They were told by their parents not to go near it, but instead, no. Fascination got the better of them, and they've angered them.
An interesting metaphor.
Thanks for coming in, because I didn't know where to take the hornet thing. Really, I was trying.
I'll tell you what, looking at flag possession...
Well, there it is, flag possession colour bar chart.
Which were looking at. I'll tell you, we didn't expect at all Greater Than You to have quite as big a chunk of that possession bar as they did so early in the game. As a reminder, we're only 4 minutes into the first segment of the game. Greater Than You are currently drawing with New European Order. New European Order, who really seem to have had a bit of a late start here. They didn't seem as coordinated at the beginning of the match as normal. They seem to have got themselves more organised now, but they are, of course, back at the start of the game. Back at the start of the match.
Nicely done, Lockie.
Special effect.
Just to remind you all, Lockie is available for after-dinner speeches as well. 1-1 here, and the game is on a knife edge. It could go either way. The unbelievable New European Order have shown that they are human. They are fallible. But it's Blackhawk now who has the quad, and he will be looking to get his team in the lead before the halfway stage. But no, he stopped in his tracks. And I'm taken by surprise. Greater Than You seem reinvigorated, Lockie.
Well, worth mentioning, you know, that Greater Than You are, of course, a reincarnation of a small segment of Elite Alliance who won Season 1 of the league. And, in fact, even Gunlock, who we're seeing on defence, was originally Electro, which, of course, you'll remember from Season 1 as an outstanding player. So perhaps what we're seeing is actually Elite Alliance getting back on form, not newcomers returning to form.
OK, well, there's only about 25 seconds remaining, or indeed 20 seconds, I think, if I'm being more accurate, remaining in this first half. It's 1 apiece. I don't think we're going to see anyone get the upper hand before the close of play here, but the game will come to a brief respite with both clans battling hard and inseparable at 1-1.
Well, there you go. I mean, a major upset there right at the beginning.
I think the strongest point, I think you'd agree, was just that Greater Than You just seems strategically so tight this time round. And normally they're not, I wouldn't say headless chickens, but they're generally not quite that organised. And they just seemed absolutely perfect.
Learning from previous mistakes, possibly?
Possibly, yeah. And of course, everybody has access to the archive of previous games. So maybe they just sat down and watched what New European Order have been doing and finally found a way to counter it.
Do you know, sometimes I think I've seen it all in this game. I'm an old hand, a veteran. You can't surprise me. Lockie can turn up with a variety of different items of facial hair. It won't surprise me. But this is a surprise. It's looking lovely, by the way.
Thanks.
Well, there you go. We'll see how it goes in part 2. But here with us now is a man who knows all there is to know about Quake. It's the Stranger. Hello, Stranger.
Hi there.
How you doing?
I'm not too bad, thanks.
Good, good. Now, this is certainly a closer game than many of us expected. Would you agree?
Oh, yes, I think most people would have thought that New European Order would have, walked away with this game, and would be winning by this point.
So, do you think you could see a bit of an upset on the cards here?
I think it's possible. I mean, we have New European Order with a weaker team than they normally would put out, and so I think Greater Than You have their best chance to actually take a defeat off them. But I can still see New European Order being actually stronger in the end.
Well, let's talk about nEo's other main rivals. How impressed have you been with IQS and Cicatrix?
I'm very impressed. I think that both of them are undefeated still, and I think they'll be looking at this result with bated breath.
Okay, so can you stick your neck out for us and give us a prediction for this game?
I reckon nEo will come back, and they're probably going to rise above this early challenge, and I reckon they'll end up winning it.
Okay, but Greater Than You have been pretty bad, it's fair to say, up until this point. So why the change now?
Well, like I said, New European Order aren't playing their strongest team, and I think they're probably capitalising on that. And also, they're a fairly new clan, and they might have just taken this time to gel together, and now they've hit their sweet spot. So they're
okay, Stranger, thanks. So we're going to have to leave it there. Greater Than You seem to have found a new burst of energy, and while the coach tries to keep them pumped during half-time, we'll take a break. Tries. Welcome back to the Republic. We're midway through a titanic tussle between Clan nEo and Greater Than You, with the scores level at 1-1.
Greater Than You have a new lease of life and are refusing to step aside for New European Order. The clans have had a time-out and the rocket launchers have been reloaded. So, let's return to the last post and get back to the action. I think we're all agreed on that one, aren't we? OK. Let's head back now to the last post. I know you've all been waiting for this moment, and it's Liggs for Greater Than You, who started off with a blue flag, and it's 2-1 now to Greater Than You, straight from the off there. There wasn't even a pause for breath in that start of the second half, Lockie. It's Liggs for Greater Than You. The outsiders have regained the lead. Lockie, this is a monumental game. You must have something of value, of worth, of statesman-like prestige, or indeed cachet, to say about this great occasion.
No, not really. Well, actually, why not? I'll tell you what, the interesting thing is here is that New European Order, I don't know if you've noticed, don't seem to just be controlling the central area in the way that they normally do. We generally 2 to 3 of their guys there all the time, holding the red armour, waiting for the quad to respawn. And from that controlling point, they move forward as a really coordinated attacking force. And I think it's the missing of Ranger and Genetics, who we normally see on offence here, that really have had this kind of catastrophic effect on their ability to cap.
Lockie, is it too early in the game for you to stat me? Can you stat me?
Well, I mean, I can tell you one thing. Actually, you'd think because Greater Than You are in the lead, it would be Gunlock who had less defence points, but he's actually leading the table for defence. So New European Order are playing a much more aggressive game here. They've moved the flag much more often than Greater Than You have, but they haven't really managed to maintain possession.
OK, I'll ask you to stat me again good and hard by the end of the show. But it's Liggs now, once again, with the blue flag, but he's stopped in his tracks. Oh, my word, no, they've picked it up, and it's 3-1. Well, I am absolutely speechless, Lockie.
And a hat-trick for Liggs, of course, which is the first time I think we've seen him do that for the duration of the
I asked you, Lockie, to stat me again by the end. Don't stat me too early. There's the flag possession colour bar chart, Lockie. Can you represent that in a numerical form?
I'd say it's
through
about
speech.
55-45.
Thank you very much, Lockie. Well, this is an unbelievable game. Just when you think you've seen it and done it all, this game is still capable of surprising you. And this is a surprise. Greater Than You, the team that no one fancied, the team that no one would touch, up against the league leaders, leading 3-1. And they have, well, they've got 2 caps very quickly on the bounce in this second half. And it's Evil now for Greater Than You, who's, well, flat on his back, but he wants to get on his feet because there's more caps in this game to be had, Lockie, I fancy.
Well, I mean, the thing is here, the real change that we've seen in Greater Than You's tactics is that they're playing a much more dynamic game, and I think it's fair to an extent to credit the fact that Range and Genetics aren't playing. It's made a weaker New European Order side. But equally, we are seeing a much stronger form from Greater Than You. They're very coordinated. On defence, at least, all of the players are getting ample opportunity to defend the flag, which tends to mean that they all move back and help support that flag area when there is a rush, as we're seeing here with Black Hawk now.
Well, it's Black Hawk now who has the red flag. Oh, New European Order going to get back into this game. No, they're not. And this is just too much for words, Lockie. I think if you had to oh, my word, it's 4-1. This is a sensation.
That'd be Liggs.
4-1, and it's Liggs, you're absolutely correct. The man who's got a hat-trick, well, he's now got a hat-trick +1, and that equals 4. It's a simple equation, but one you do well to live your life by, Lockie.
And we don't need to get that checked. It's definitely 4.
Flag possession colour bar chart. That does need checking, Lockie.
But still, I would say unexpected. You know, there's a lot of blue there for a team, New European Order, who are currently losing 4-1, to have at least over 40% of flag possession
well,
for the match duration.
They are unable to cap. There's no doubt they are getting their sweaty hands on the flag, but they are not capping. And at the end of the day, that is what it's all about, capping, Lockie. And it's this man, Liggs, who knows a great deal about capping. Can he do the death jump? No, it's just too much for him. And his blood that remains is scattered all over the camera. Don't worry, we'll have a chamois leather down there to wipe the camera clean. And indeed the cameraman. I know he's...
Reg.
Yeah, Reg doesn't enjoy running around with blood and gristle and innards. I mean, who wouldn't?
No.
Well, I know,
Really.
you know, Lockie.
What, who wouldn't enjoy it or who would? Do you mean?
Anyway, moving on, Lockie. It's 4-1 to Greater Than You, and time running out here on this game. This will no doubt go down in the annals of Quake history. In fact, if you've got a form book at home and you haven't already thrown it out the window, can you just please do that now? Open a window. If you live in a high-rise tower block, look outside to see, make sure you don't hit any passing pensioner or members of the public. If you've got a history book at home, throw it in the bin, because after this, the history books will need rewriting. 30 seconds remaining. New European Order are on the receiving end of a bitter blow. Are you watching Zero Skills? Are you watching Para? Are you watching Deputy and Black Hawk? Your boys have taken one hell of a beating. The game will end. The winners, Greater Than You. The upset, unbelievable.
I am almost speechless there. A monumental battle. If only Greater Than You have played like that every time previously.
It's incredible, isn't it? It's incredible. I mean, we kind of expected at some point, he says, covering himself, for Greater Than You to do something during the league, but did we expect them to take down the league's leaders? I mean, it's incredible. I'm just really, really surprised by their complete performance. The entire team, in fact, played really well there. We know, statistically, just quickly, all of them got loads of defence points, which means they were reacting very dynamically. But we saw from flag possession, they're also playing very aggressively, so they weren't just camping their own base, they were attacking.
But why haven't they played like that before, as you said, Steve? What stopped them?
I don't know. I mean, we don't. The strange thing, as we know, is that most of Greater Than You's players are renamed old veterans, so we never really know who they are or what they're playing. We know that they don't use ringers; they use real clan members. But we do know that, for example, Gunlock is Electro from Elite Alliance. We know he's fantastic in defence, and we've seen that today. We do know that New European Order are missing genetics, and they were missing who are normally their kind of a fence pair. But
I wonder, Lockie, you're a bit of a Quake veteran. I wonder in your time out there, you ever used a ringer?
no, funnily enough, I haven't. No.
I'm glad to hear it.
No.
He's all man, this fella.
We have a policy in our clan about not using ringers.
Well, that's great. Very noble as well.
It's absolutely.
Well, the moral here is never write off a clan.
That's it.
It's as easy as that. Well, joining us now online to give us his views on this stunning game is the victorious Impetus. Hello, Impetus.
Hi, how you doing?
Fine, thank you. Congratulations. Did you expect that victory? Because, to be honest, we didn't.
Oh, it's totally out of shock. I couldn't believe it. When we were playing, I just, when the first cap went in, it was quite amazing. And then when they capped to make it 1-0, I thought, oh no, here we go.
But,
you pulled it back, which is brilliant.
Well, nEo have swept aside virtually all comers. So what makes your clan so different?
Well, they've been around for quite a long time, whereas we're a bit of new blood, so you never know.
No, that's true, you do. You never know. I mean, this was a blow to nEo's chances in the league, but has it improved yours greatly?
Well, anyone's going to improve your chances in the league. I don't think we're contenders, and I don't think we'll ever be in this league, but I think it's improved our chances to move up the table, yeah.
And it's a morale booster as well,
Brilliant,
definitely.
yeah. It really is morale.
Where did the majority of your clan come from?
Well, most of them are from Elite Alliance, but, I mean, I came from Clan Bob, who played in this league about 3 or 4 seasons ago. But, I mean, I've only just turned to get ICN, so it's quite a new experience for me, really.
Uh-huh. Do you see this victory as like a kickstart to your season needs?
Yeah, it's given everyone a great boost. So, well, I hope so.
Well, I mean, again, just an absolutely monumental battle. And is this the kind of the way that we're going to see you playing from now on?
Well, if it gets us results, then obviously we've got to start thinking about this. We did have a policy to try and stop them from capping, but it was just a shock to beat them 4-1, really.
Impetus, it's Stevie here. Can I just thank you for that, because you forced Lockie to eat his own words.
Yeah.
And it was quite a beautiful thing to behold. So thank you for that, and thank you for making him look foolish.
Yeah, it's all right.
Something I've been trying to do for quite a long time now.
Brilliant.
Thank you, Impetus. Great stuff.
Thanks for joining us.
Well, we've just been informed Clan New European Order have thrown the television out of their locker room and do not seem to be best pleased. So to add salt to the wound, let's rerun some of the greater than you's best bits. This wasn't a game, it transcended Quake. It was like 2 horses racing. But New European Order was a proud galloping steed with steam emanating from its nostrils. Greater than you, a seaside donkey. A donkey that hadn't been fed properly. Maybe it came from Spain, I don't know. But at the end of the day, it was the donkey that won it, and the steed has just been shot.
You are amazing, I've got to say.
Cometh the hour, cometh the man, and I tell you, that game has set a new benchmark out there, because I certainly hope other clans are watching at the
It's
moment.
a new benchmark for Spanish donkeys.
I would have said so.
I certainly hope that they are watching, because the league now is looking more interesting than ever before. It was interesting before, don't get me wrong. Let's take a look at the league, actually. That'll highlight my point. I feel like Peter Snow on election night. Here we are. Here we have Clan European Order at the top of the league. Their lead, still untouchable. They're all right. They're OK. But now, Greater Than You have left this pack of no-hopers at the bottom, and they're in the top half now. They're sitting pretty and looking good.
Well, if you fancy getting your hands on an Elsa Gladiac Ultra GeForce 2 graphics card like the winners of our league, feel free to enter our competition. The questions are, firstly, how many megabytes of RAM does the Elsa Gladiac Ultra carry? Choose your answer from either 8 megs, 16 megs or 64 megs. Question 2, what game is Counter-Strike a modification of? Is it Unreal Tournament, FIFA 2001 or Half-Life? And the final question, which of these is not a character in Quake 3 Arena? Is it Ranger, Stevie or Slash? If you think you know the answers to all of these, send them to the address on the screen. Here we are, it's Quake Republic, Now Gamer, PO Box 31475, London W4, 2BF, UK. Well, that's it from the Republic. There's no game over. Bye.